God-sent assignment is not because of the good, but it's because of the gloom. Because what God will do for you when you're on an assignment for him, he will showcase himself not in the midst of what happened to you that is good, but in many instances, he will showcase himself in what seemed to not be so good to you, but it gives glory. Everybody say glory. It gives glory to him. And so every trouble, every trial is designed to give God glory. And so now after he uses Moses' rod to strike the rock and give them water at the beginning of the chapter, they now find themselves in a battle with Amalek, the Amalekites, their enemies who are descendants of Esau. So the fate of Israel, the fate of them in battle, depend on Moses' intercession for them on the mountain, on the hill. I'll say it again so you can catch me. The fate of Israel's battle or becoming successful or becoming victorious had very little to do with them being in the actual battle down low, as much as it depending upon the leader's behavior on the hill. Didn't get it. The fact of them winning the battle had very little to nothing to do with their awareness of how to fight. I may just put it another way. Brother William, are you listening to me? They see, you go into some situation thinking that the outcome depends upon your knowledge. When the outcome depends very little on what you know, but it depends on who you know. See, you go into an operating room, and you don't go into the operating room with a mindset believing that the surgeon got the power. But you go into the operating room, or at least you should, knowing that God got the power, and God is going to bring me out. And so the fate of their success depended very little on them, but on Moses' intercession. Because stuff happened when he lifted his rod and when he prayed. I wish I had helped with you this morning. I said stuff happened when he lifted his rod and when he prayed. And guess what? You might not have a rod, but you sure ought to have a prayer life. Are you with me this morning? I said, you might not have a rod, but God knows you ought to be able to lift up your hand in prayer. Let me prove it. When they got to the battle, Moses called out Joshua, and he says to Joshua, you go and you fight. They ain't know nothing about no fighting. This is their first official battle, but it's not the last. You go and you fight said to Joshua, are you willing? Joshua submitted to the authority of Moses. And although you and I both know that Joshua was Israel's next leader, but he submitted to the one that was in charge at that time. See, many of you want to be elevated, but you don't know how to act down low. You want to be a supervisor, but can't nobody tell you nothing as just an employee. You want to be the head honcho, but you messed up in the brain and you just started. You got all the answers on the job and you ain't even out of probation yet. But you know how the whole system runs and you don't know nothing. That lady one time stood up, now you heard me say this 100 times, but I ain't gonna never stop talking about it. She dead now, but stood up one time and said to me in a meeting, she said, God gave me a vision for this church. I was young and real, you know, I really was fighting then. And I told her in the meeting, I said, sit down and shut up. I said, you lying. You got to learn how to rebuke people right where they are. You got to stop letting folks get away with all this stuff. I said, sit down and hush. Because I knew it wasn't of God. See, people will stand up and profess things in the name of God, but a tree is known by the fruit that it bears. If it bears apple, it's an apple tree. You can't convince me that an apple tree with pears on it is a pear tree. You know why? Because an apple tree won't bear pears and a pear tree won't bear apples because it don't work like that. Joshua understood his place, but Moses knew his assignment. And so, verse 12 and 13, when Moses' hand became weary, when Moses' hand became weary, when Moses' hand became weary, Aaron, his brother, and her who went with him, set him on a stone. Put his body on a stone. And one got on his left, the other one got on his right. And when his hands were held high, Israel, who was down low, prevailed. I said, when his hands were up, they won. But when his hands were down, they lost. When his hands were up, they won. When his hands were down, they lost. When his hands were up, they prevailed. But when his hands were down, they lost. Best place to do, keep the leader's hands up. But that ain't my point. Joshua, with Moses up praying and his hands lifted, was able to defeat the Amalekites and his people with the edge of a sword. That's the story. I'm through preaching with that. But now, since we're at this point, the Amalekites are not dead. He didn't kill them. They fled. They're gone. When you, let me just go teach you. When you deal with the Old Testament, course, the Old Testament concealed, the New Testament revealed. You deal with types, or you deal with pictures. Just as Genesis 22, Abraham is and Isaac. Isaac is not Christ, but he is a type or a picture of Christ. Meaning, he was Abraham's son. And the text said he was his only son, although Abraham had another son, Ishmael, but he conceived him wrong, and God didn't honor him. But Isaac was his promised child. And God knew his relationship with Isaac and Abraham. He knew the relationship between the two. And so God told him, you go and you sacrifice your son. Good God Almighty. And he went. Get excited with the word of God. He went and sacrificed his son. And as they were climbing up the mountain, see, people think that Isaac was a little boy. But Isaac was grown. He could have turned around. But he was being obedient to his father. You see the power of obedience? He was obedient to his father. And his daddy and him were walking, and he carried the wood. And he said, Daddy, I see the wood. He said, but where is the sacrifice? Are you here with me this morning? And his daddy said, see, faith got to talk in your life too. I said, faith got to talk in your life. Y'all gonna ate too much turkey this week. I said, faith got to talk in your life too. I might not have it, but my daddy can do it. I might not know, but my daddy can do it. I don't see how, but my daddy gonna bring me out. He says, Daddy, I don't see the sacrifice for the burnt offering. But listen to what his daddy said. He's a type. Remember, he's a type. He says to him, he says, son. Now he said, Daddy, where did you sacrifice for this burnt offering? Where did you sacrifice? You building this altar, and some killing getting ready to go on. Some blood is going to be shed, because in the Old Testament they shedded the blood of animals and all of that. Of course, you know, the New Testament, the blood of Jesus was shed. And so he said, where is the sacrifice for the burnt offering? Are you ready to shout? You promise you will shout? Are you sure? All right, if you don't, I'm going to leave mad. Look, he said, where is the sacrifice? And the daddy said, listen to what he said. Listen. He said, God. Don't listen. I'm going to tell you what to shout. He said, God himself will provide a lamb. That's right. But when Abraham got ready to sacrifice Isaac, the voice spoke to his ear and said, Abraham, stay your hand. Good God Almighty. Stay your hand, Abraham. Meaning, don't kill him. Abraham, hold out in the thicket. Abraham said God would provide himself a lamb. But in the thicket, there was a ram. So the question becomes, where is the lamb? New Testament. Now behold, the Lamb of God, taken out the city limits of Jerusalem hung up by hangers. Abraham was not Christ in the Old Testament. He was a type. He was a picture. For the exception, he was a type of Christ in the Old Testament that did not get crucified. But our Lamb was crucified. And so here we have it. It is said that the Amalekites were descendants of Esau. A picture. Here we go again. A type or a picture of sin. So you see, the Amalekites did not leave for good. And Jesus, God was saying that if in fact you would notice this for me, and that is this, I will repay. I will be the one to defeat the Amalekites on your behalf. Are you with me? So the Lord told him, he said, write it down. Look at it. Verse 14, and the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. You know why? I'm not going to be here always. And when Joshua come on the scene, I want Joshua to know that as you not only encounter the Amalekites again, you will encounter some more enemies and some more devils, but you write it down so you don't forget to remember that the God who brought you through in the past, he's able to bring you through right now. Every now and then, you ought to write down how good the Lord has been to you. Write for a memorial in a book. Recount it in the heart and in the hearing of Joshua. So Moses said, I'll do more than a book. I'll build an altar. And when he built it, he called it Jehovah Nissi. You say that, don't you know what you say? Jehovah Nissi, meaning the Lord, my banner. See, when you use the terminology for Yahweh, for God, in the Old Testament, when you use the term Jehovah, Jehovah means self-existent one. Nissi means banner or flag. So really what you're saying is, he's the self-existing flag. Or he's the self-existing banner. Meaning, when I'm in a battle, he is the one who knows how to get me out. Because see, in the Old Testament, in the heat of battles, soldiers would have a fear of being separated from their army. And they didn't want to be caught up in the enemy's camp. So for that reason, a banner was carried into conflict. And if a fighter found himself alone, he would raise up his flag. He would raise up his banner. And what that means was, I'm safe over here. I wish I had help you with me this morning. I wish I had help. And so Moses knew that God won the battle. So therefore Moses built an altar. Built an altar for God. And chiseled a new name on the stone. The new name he chiseled. The Lord, my battle. Because when I got in a battle, the Lord was right there with me. So the idea is that God is victorious in battle. And the flag of his victory, that's what he really was saying. From generation to generation, is lifted high. Because in it all, God received the glory. It didn't say Israel, my banner. It didn't even say Moses, my banner. Although Joshua was down there with him when they were fighting, it didn't even say Joshua, my banner. But it said Jehovah, my banner. Let me tell you, Jehovah, I'm done now. He's been my banner. I too, like Israel, been in some rough spots. I had to call on Jehovah to come and see about me. Because he is the self-existent one. He don't need nobody to help him out. He is who he is. He always will be who he was. He is God. As he's God all by himself. You and I need him. But he don't need you and I. He don't need you to sing. Because if you don't sing, you got a bird that'll sing his song. You don't have to pray because he got somebody down in the valley that know how to pray. You can go around here acting like you are the one that got you out of your trouble. But I can't be that foolish because I know that did nobody bring you out but the Lord. Who is it that wiped tears from your eyes? Who is it that lift you up when you're down? Who is it that put running in your feet, clapping in your hands, joy down in your heart? I don't know who he is to you, but to me, he's been Jehovah Nissi. And then, when I really got in some deep stuff, I found out then, not only is it Jehovah Nissi,